Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to unpack one single, ancient word that could totally reframe how you see yourself. And no, this isn't some new life hack. It's a concept that's thousands of years old, but you'll see it feels incredibly relevant right now.
So, let's just start with a huge question. What is a self? Is it some solid, permanent thing that sits behind your eyes pulling the levers? Or is it something else? Something more fluid, more dynamic? Maybe not even a thing at all. Well, ancient Buddhist thought tackled this one head-on.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to follow the trail of this one Pali word, Khandha. We'll see how it goes from describing everyday objects to our deepest struggles, our highest goals, and finally, to how it completely takes apart the idea of you.
Okay, let's dive right in. Before Khandha became this big philosophical term, it was super concrete. It just meant a mass, a heap, or a collection of stuff. You know, a pile of things.
For instance, in the early texts, you'll see the word darukhandam. That's just a log of wood floating down a river. Pretty straightforward, right? It's one single collected mass of wood.
Or how about Khandha? This refers to the powerful bulk of a body, like the strong back and shoulders of an elephant. Again, you can feel that sense of a solid, tangible mass. It's the main idea here.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because the meaning starts to stretch. Someone who's lost a debate is described as pattakando, which literally means having drooping shoulders. So here, the physical mass of the body is showing an inner feeling, a sense of dejection.
So, you see what's happening? This is the crucial shift. The idea of a heap or a pile starts to expand from physical things to, well, metaphorical ones. The word itself is evolving to hold much bigger ideas.
For example, the texts talk about giving up a bhogahandam, a mass of wealth. See, wealth isn't just one thing, is it? It's a collection, an accumulation. It's a whole heap of possessions.
And this next one gives us a brilliant picture. An aggregate isn't just a little flame, it's a great mass of fire. And think about a bonfire for a second. Is it a solid thing? Not really. It's a dynamic, powerful, constantly changing collection of heat and light. That idea of a dynamic process is super important, so just kind of keep it in the back of your mind.
Okay, so now let's see how this idea of a heap takes a sharp turn inward. This is where Khandha moves from the outside world to our inner world, and this is where it starts to get really personal.
You start to see the term dukkha khando popping up a lot, a mass of suffering. Now this is a huge idea. It suggests that suffering isn't just one bad thing that happens to you. No, it's an accumulation. A whole heap of difficult experiences, painful thoughts, and anxieties that build on each other over time. But here's the thing. It's not all doom and gloom. What's really cool is that Khandha isn't just for negative stuff. The same idea of a heap is also used to map out the path that leads away from suffering.
The path is talked about as developing three essential heaps of qualities. You've got Sila Khando, the collection of virtuous actions, then Samadhi Khando, the collection of mental concentration, and Panya Khando, the collection of wisdom. The idea is that you build them up piece by piece, just like any other pile.
And that brings us to the absolute core of all this. This is the big one. This is where the word Khandha is used to deconstruct our very sense of self, our very idea of I.
So, the teaching identifies 5 khandhas, 5 aggregates or heaps that make up your entire experience of being alive. The radical idea here is that there's nothing else. There isn't a sixth thing called you watching the other 5. There are only these 5.
And here they are. First up, rupa, or form. That's your body, your senses, the physical world. Next is vedana, or feeling. This is that raw, immediate hit of pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. You know, like when you taste something delicious. Third is sanya, perception. That's the part that recognizes and labels it. Ah, that's chocolate. Fourth, sankhara, mental formations. This is the whole flurry of activity that follows. I love chocolate. I want more. Maybe I shouldn't have any more. And finally, number 5 is vijnana, or consciousness. That's just the basic awareness that makes it possible to experience the other 4. And that's it. Everything you call me is just the constant, messy, beautiful interplay of these 5 flowing processes.
And the point isn't just to memorize this list. The real practice is to see it for yourself, to actually watch how each of these heaps is constantly arising and passing away, moment by moment. Your body changes,
Feelings come and go. Thoughts pop into your head and then disappear. None of it is permanent.
So, what's the big takeaway here? Why does it matter if we see ourselves as a solid person or as this collection of 5 heaps? What's the point?
Well, it changes everything. It shifts our whole perspective. We go from thinking there's a fixed, solid me that we have to protect and defend all the time, to seeing ourselves as a dynamic, flowing process. Think of it this way. You're not a noun, you're a verb. You are a constant stream of these 5 processes all interacting with each other.
And this right here is why it all matters. Remember that dukkha khandha, that massive suffering? The idea is that clinging to these temporary, ever-changing heaps as if they were some permanent, solid self, that's the root of the problem. That's where the suffering comes from.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. If your entire sense of self is just a temporary collection of these 5 processes that are always in flux, what does that change about who you think you are? And more importantly, what is it that you're holding on to so tightly?